This conference will now be recorded.
Right. Okay, team. I guess I hope you are able to hear me and everything is fine. You are able to see and hear me, right?
Yes, sir. You can.
Okay. Okay, team. Yesterday, we, okay. So, what is mainframe? Mainframe is a system or server we can call. Okay. So, what is mainframe? We discussed. Okay. What are the features of mainframe? One is our reliability and the storage capacity. Storage, so it can process huge amount of the data. And we talked about the challenges or disadvantages of the mainframe as per the latest trend, as per the latest technologies. It is not more user friendly. It is a huge cost involved maintaining and storing client data. Client applications are mainframe is bit cost involved. Okay. And maintaining the system, ensuring that recruiting different techno and different roles, administrators, programmers, all of them, everything is a challenging. Okay. So that is we are discussed now. So let me explain. Okay, what are the roles in mainframe? So I'll explain bit theory today. After that, you will get a terminologies. So these are all very important thing. What are the roles? Okay, so we have the first and foremost mainframe administrator. What is the first role? Mainframe administrator. So mainframe is responsible maintaining mainframe system. Okay, mainframe admin is responsible configuring the softwares. Okay, and take caring the performance of the system mainframe server, giving the granting the permissions, revoking the permissions, and ensuring that if any software update is there, we need to update here. And we need to keep monitoring how the CPU consumption is there, and so on. So as a mainframe admin, we do the take care of admin related things. Okay, so configuration of the JetWise operating system, other systems, granting and revoking the permissions. So and you know creating the JCLs wherever it is required, then ensuring the security. Okay, so security in the sense, okay, our mainframe system is in secure environment or not. If it is not in environment, if it is not in the security environment, what we need to do, right? What we need to do, that all things will come under stator. Okay, so you take an example. So there is 100 mainframe resources are there for a particular project. So how many administrators will be there out of 100? Three mainframe, three members will be there. So 3 to 5 hardly. Okay, means out of 100 mainframe resources for that particular client, 3 to 5 members will be there who take care administration. Okay, plus 3 plus 5 minus plus and minus 5 plus minus 5, it will be approximate number which I am telling you. Then so the next one, mainframe developer. Okay, so mainframe developer is the one where it depends on the project size, the type of the project, the length of the project, the complexity of the project. Okay, so if it is a large project, if it is a big project, then we need a 40 resources. Okay, we need a 40 resources out of 100. So it can extend even 60, 70 also. Okay, it depends on the project. Okay, if it is a large project, then we need a more members. Okay, so that is all about mainframe developer. So we will see, okay, what developer does, everything we will see in our training. There is something called mainframe support. Okay, so there is something called mainframe support team. So, you know, 8 years back, there are so many openings in mainframe support. Okay, there are so many openings in mainframe support opening. Okay, there will be, few openings on mainframe support. What does main team? Monitoring the program's execution, we call as a jobs. Okay, monitoring the jobs execution, executing properly or not. Is there any delay? If it is if it is a failed, why it got failed? Okay, all the things. Example, I will give it two examples for this particular program or job. Okay, so I'll give a one real time example for you. We are getting on regular basis, and every eventually, like every month end or starting of the month, we will get a credit card bill, we will get the debit card bill. Okay, postpaid bill. So these are all the statements are periodically. Okay, every month or every quarter and all. So what happens? Already the company, if you take a ICICI, they would have written a program to read the transactions which you are done in that month, do the calculation, and generate the report. Okay, so already there might be a program. Already there might be a program. Already there might be a program which keep running the things. The program, if it is executing, that is called job. So what happens? So that program is going to run every month. Okay, 5th of every month. So that, so on 5th, whatever the transaction before 5th or before a particular date, whatever the transaction you are done, so it will execute the program on 5th. Okay, so like that we write a COBOL programs, then will ensure that those programs should run as per the requirement and periodically. So monitoring those jobs. Okay, monitoring those jobs, everything is working fine, nothing else is there. So what is the problem? And notifying if something goes wrong. Okay, if something, the program is not run successfully, then we can just diagnose. You have to do some analysis, then we can report it to respect to team. Okay, so that is the mainframe support team members, whoever working in the mainframe support. So if you ask, let's say you contacted you contacted 50 mainframe resources, everyone would have worked in mainframe support project. So if you are having, the people who are having greater than 6 years, everyone would have worked in mainframe support project in their lifetime. So because the mainframe support projects are so many were there. Okay, so most of them now still, okay, still so many members in mainframe support team. Okay, the other reason I can tell you, I am, you know very well, the mainframe is not up to, other technologies, which means that there are so many openings not in mainframe. Why I could able to conduct the trainings every 3 months? Because So many people having a experience only in the mainframe support now openings on development. Okay, so their work profile is a support, but they now the if they want to switch the not able to find the jobs in support, they are not able to find the jobs in the support, right? So then what we have to do, we have to learn what is there in the market. So those, participants also joins our training. Not only uh, everyone is not a fresher in our batch, at least out of 10, 2 3 people might be having experience in support, and they might be attending this training to apply for mainframe developer positions. So so if still people are giving mainframe training, means one of the reason is, as they have a previous experience on mainframe support, they want to upskill in development side. Then mainframe tester. Okay, so to test the applications which are developed by development team, so the development team develops, to test them we need a testers, so we have a mainframe testers. So mainframe testers count also very less in the organization. Only the big count will be there in the development. Okay, the big count will be there in the development. After that, support and all. Is it clear?
Yes, Venkat. Just have one question.
Yeah.
Just like another technology, like once the development is done, most probably people will be released to the project. Right? So the same case in
Sorry.
mainframe, like
No, no, your voice is not clear, Gopal.
in most of the project, once the development is done, the developers will be released. So in mainframe also same case, like they will be sticking to project forever, the developer.
Yeah, yeah. Same. Okay, but mainframe development is a very for long time. Okay, nowadays if you take a Java or .NET, everything is running on Agile. Okay, Agile methodology. When there is a huge requirement, they do it quickly, complete and release it. But when it comes to the development, it takes minimum 6 months, 1 year, like that. It is not a, like 1 or 2 months. So mainframe
Okay.
projects duration is a very long. It is not a 6 months shortage or 2 months or 3 months, like that.
Venkat, I have one doubt. In mainframe testing side, uh, only manual testing is available, or do we use any automation kind of tools to test the
So
mainframe jobs?
yes, here and there people use, see, maximum 90% they use manual testing. Okay, manual mainframe tester use a manual testing. Very rare cases, okay, they use automation, because having exclusively we don't have testing tools to test mainframe application. Okay, so even if here and there if you have a tools, those are might be a cost involved, and it may not be needed also for us. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So they will just execute jobs and verify the results whether it's coming properly or not, like that.
Yeah,
Manual
yeah,
testing.
always. Right, always tester role is either your automation tester or main manual tester or main automation. You have to give the input and see the output is actual output is coming as expected or not. We have to see it.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Next, so we have a DB to DBA. Okay, so DB2 is a one module. Okay, one module. So to manage DB2 stuff, we have a DB to DBA. So this is altogether a different subject, and tester terminology is a different subject. And when you want to work in mainframe support, different subject in the sense, if you learn developer course, if you do developer course, you can work in mainframe support team, even you can work in the mainframe tester. Only you have to change your mentality, you have to change your mentality. Okay, so what does mean, when you go to bank, you will tell, we will use a word called customer, check, withdrawal, deposit, current account, saving account. The terminology is what? These are all the terminologies when you are testing a bank. But when you are testing insurance application, policy, premium, sum assured amount, policy policy expiry date, sum assured, and policy holder name, nominee, and so on. See, the program which we run, the terminology is different, right? So if you know mainframe developer, if you know the basics of testing, you can able to test the application. Okay, but the thing is, you should able to think in different aspects. Developer will think as a developer aspect too, tester will think in the tester aspect too. There is a bit knowledge, additional knowledge is required for tester in testing perspective. Okay, but tester cannot come to development, cannot develop it immediately. Okay, so it will be challenging when I compare the comparison between developer and tester. So can test the application, but so coming and playing in the development is going to be a bit challenging. So again, they have to learn the development, challenges, all things will come. Because why for developer testing is easy, while they are developing the application, they would have done the unit testing. There is a called, we have a testing called unit testing. Okay, the code which you written, we have to test it. The code which we have written, we have to test it. That is called unit testing. The person who developed the code, if the same person should do testing whether the developed code is working at least in his program or not, in this program is our program is working or not. Okay, so the already they have experience on unit testing. Okay, so that along with that they do integration testing, system testing on that aspect. Once they gain some knowledge on it with less efforts, they can able to do mainframe testing also. Are you clear? Right. So similarly, DBA is a different terminology, different course altogether. Okay, so developer, support, tester, maintenance team. So these are all almost the things are same. You know, when you are a developer, you can work in a support, you can do a testing, you can work in the maintenance project. You cannot play DB to DBA. Either developer cannot play DB to DBA because the terminology, roles, and responsibilities, the work which we do is a totally different. Okay, the work totally is a different. I hope you are clear till now. So I'm trying to give a small example here for you to understand. I'll compare it the hotel terminology. Okay, you know chef, okay, so there is a breakfast chef. So he can she can prepare a dosa, prepare a masala dosa, onion dosa, and all. But he's expert in making it, making a dosa. But if you ask him to prepare a biryani, obviously it is a very difficult, right? It is something like that. Okay, DB2 is a different subject. Okay, so there is a separate course for DB2 DBA itself. So they will take care DB2 performance, upgrading the DB2, and granting the tables access, revoking the access, creating the tables. All the things will be taken care by DB2 DVA. So this is one of the role in main. The other role is in mainframe is that system programmer. This is again different subject. Okay, to do system programming, you need a different subject. We have a something called CICS system admin. Okay, CICS system. We have a at DBA for DB2 for CICS or CICS also. There will be a CICS admin also. CICS system admin, they will take care CICS performance, granting, revoking, who are accessing that all the things. Any queries, team?
We have completely different job roles. Like for CICS, there will be opening. For JCL, there will be other openings. So if we know everything, it will be better, or need one thing knowing in deep is better.
No, no, your voice is not clear. Whether I cannot hear others, somewhere there is a
Now am I audible?
yeah. So please ask. Earlier, I guess you switched on the camera. I mean, sorry, speaker and all. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The
Go
thing
ahead.
is that I wanted to check whether there is opening different. There will be job openings different for the JCL, the CICS, and the COBOL, right? And knowing anyone is okay, or knowing everything is mandatory.
No, 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 no. It's a different subject. Okay. If you ask me, for mainframe admin, what is required, minimal to minimal. Okay, I know. I'll tell you. So TSO ISPF, obviously for everyone, you should know. They should know JCL. This which is a different is RACF. Okay, so this is related to some security. Okay, this is RACF is the one which is related to system administration. Okay, these are the skills I'm talking. For mainframe developer, the skills which are required. So minimal I'm writing. Whatever you know on top of that, it is a advantage only. VSAM or DB2, COBOL or someone they use a PL1, and kicks again it's optional. I don't make as a mandatory. Depends on the project. Okay, but minimal to minimal, you should know. As mainframe support, you should know TSY SPF as a common. I told you JCL. You should know more of spool monitoring the jobs, scheduling tools. Here you no need scheduling tools here. You no need to worry about it. You write the program is working fine. Then after you just inform to the respective stakeholder. That's all. They will take care scheduling. Okay. So here they keep monitoring the scheduling tools. So whereas mainframe tester they should know minimal to minimum, they should know JCL and testing concepts. This is something different. Testing concepts like a sanity testing, smoke testing, integration testing, system testing, and giving the different combinations of the data, and validation, positive test case, negative test case, writing the test cases, test scenarios. So those things will come under. testing tester perspective. Okay, and DB to DBA. So there is altogether is a different subject. It's a different. Okay, they should know again TSO ISPF. They should know JCL. On top of that, which is something different for them, is a DB2 utilities, DB2 utilities, and the rest of the things. For Kick system admin, they again they use kick screen region and all, apart from TSO ISPF. Yes, for system programmer, you should know minimal assembler or other stuff. I hope you are clear now what skills are required for what.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so these are all the roles in mainframe technology, right? So now we will look into few things. Okay, the terminology. Okay, so what are the terminologies and modules in mainframe? The first one thing, the first module. I don't want to talk about the modules now. Okay, the modules in mainframe: TSO, ISPF, ACL, VSAM, COBOL, DB2, CICS, REXX, IMS DB, IMS DB, DCRTM we call. Then some people call as a DB, DC, like that. Assembler, PI1, okay, IDMS. So natural adabus. It is a different subject anyhow. I don't. I guess it's not required to start it. So these are all things are there. Some projects use PL1, some projects use COBOL. These are all the modules. Okay. So when it comes to COBOL is a programming language. COBOL is a programming language. What else? We have a programming language. PL1 is a programming language. Okay. So this is also assembler, also programming language. Assembler also programming language. When it comes to VSAM is a database. VSAM is a database we use to store the data. In a note, we have a notepad in Windows. We have a Excel in no in Windows, right? Those are all two places where you can save the data. VSAM in mainframe, VSAM is a database. Okay, it is a file system. I'll talk about that eventually later. IMSD is a again another type of the database. Another and IDMS, it is another type of the database in mainframe. So let me tell you guys, whoever new to IT industry, okay, who are new to CS, when who don't know, who did mechanical, basically mechanical MBA, or those who are new to computer science, computer subjects, and if they doesn't know DBMS, database management system, and SQLs. If you don't know them, I request you to start learning these two concepts from YouTube channel. Okay, go to YouTube. You can search DBMS. So what is DBMS? You learn everything and SQLs also. We will cover SQLs in DB2, but the basics, the terminology, definitions, and all we don't cover. Okay, hence these two are the prerequisites to understand DB2 properly. So I request you to everyone to do that. Okay, so apart from that, we should know some terminologies. So there is some terminology called RACF, that is, I'll call as a subsystem, and we have a something called emulator. Then what else we have? Yeah, so eventually I'll explain if anything else is there. So let me start with the concept of emulator. Okay, emulator is the software. Okay, emulator is the software. We use this emulator. Okay, emulator is the one type of the software. We use emulator to connect to the mainframe system from our Windows or Mac. So we are connecting to the mainframe server from our local system. Okay, if if you ask me, in my laptop do I have mainframe server? No. Example, your ATM machine is there, but where is your bank data, your bank balance details? Do you think that data is there in the ATM? No, that is there somewhere else. Okay, that particular data somewhere else is there, right? Same. So ATM is like a emulator. Okay, it's just only software to connect for what? Okay, to connect to the mainframe server. If you want to connect to the mainframe server, we need a emulator. So there are different companies who developed the emulators. Okay, so I recommended. Okay, I recommended Mocha TN3270. Okay, so Mocha TN3270 is a open source. Okay, there is a trial version is there for us. Mocha TN3270. That is QWS. This is the one more open source. QWS or C TN3270. Okay, so this is a one emulator, one type of the emulator. It is developed by one company. QWC or WS. This is another emulator developed by another company. So you take a mobile, are developed, manufacturing by different company: Apple, Samsung, Redmi, Realme, OnePlus, right? So these emulators also developed by different companies. What are the, so list out mainframe emulators and mention which are open source to use for Windows operating system, because the emulators operating system. Give your question clearly, you will get appropriate answer. Yeah, so Hercules is not the one. No, this is Hercules is the different one. So there is, I list out again, there is a Vista TN 3270. So so that, yeah, so still it is returning only that. No, it's not required all of them, but just to give additional knowledge, I'm trying to. Okay, so this is all about emulator team. Okay, now I'll show you the thing here. Okay, Mocha, just search Mocha soft TN3270. Okay, so Mocha soft TN3270, this is the one. If I open it, I'll click on this one. Now you see, if you have a experience on mainframe, then you can easily recognize and understand. But if you want, I gave any of the things, the things for you, like I am giving one more time here link. So it's a very simple and straightforward. I hope you would have done it. I asked you to do it before coming to the session only. If you are not done, just observe later. Once the training is over, you can do it, not a problem. So scroll down, you can click on download. As I told you, don't buy emulator. Okay, don't buy emulator. Just download it, install it. It will take hardly less than 3 minutes. It doesn't take more than 3 to 5 minutes. Download and install it, as simple as. Once you install this particular software, okay, so I installed the software. Okay, you see that, you can see this icon right here, you can see the icon. Okay, it will come automatically on the desktop. If it is not coming, just you search for Mocha, just search for Mocha TN3270, it will open now. So for me, 30 days trial version is completed. For me, 30 days trial version is completed. So to continue, if I want to use further, I will use continue trial. I will use continue trial. So there is a temporary key on the top. It will keep changing. You no need to note it. Whatever it is showing to you at that moment, you type it 18580 5009. Okay. So whatever the temporary key entered, you enter here. Click on OK. Okay. So for me, it is already connected. Okay. If for you, it will throw an error. What you need to do, uh, file, you click on edit and new. So first we have to configure the our server details. We need to configure our mainframe server configuration, because we install the emulator. Emulator doesn't connect to server by default, because we don't know what is the server IP address, right? We don't know what is the server IP address and the port number. Okay, to connect to someone, we need a connector. Let's say if I want to connect one person, I should know the phone number, right? I should know the phone number so that I can connect it. Same if I want to connect to the server, if I want to connect to server, we need should enter the this one. So what I do, file, edit new, file, edit new, enter the name. Okay, enter the name as your wish. You can enter any name. After that, after that, enter mainframe IP address. Okay, just enter mainframe IP address. So the IP address already I gave it to you. IP address already I gave it to you. You have to enter the IP address. Then port number 23. You no need to change the port number. And if it is selected by default 3280, 32 rows, 80 columns. What does it mean? Rows and columns. So better, it is the best. Best one is 24 into 80. Select 24 into 80. Click on apply, connect. Apply and connect. So it will be connected. Okay, so by this I can say that it connected to mainframe server. I can say that it connected to mainframe server. Now to do login, we connected, so now we need to log in. So if I want to do login, I should have the credentials. I will provide to you, which I did not provide you over email. Is it clear?
Yes, Venkat. Yes, Venkat.
Okay, right. So this is something about what is emulator. And by the way, in real time, okay, once you enter into the project, your admin, okay, you can ask your colleague where is the emulator. Okay, they will guide you by default. What happens whenever you join in the new project? Okay, whenever you join the new project, so they will tell you, they will give the document or they will guide you. Okay, you can download mainframe emulator. You can download mainframe emulator this place, and automatically once you join in the project, your project manager, your supervisor, or your mentor, or your buddy, whoever it is, the terminology is different. Okay, so someone will drop an email to admin or to the client. So one new member joined in my team. I request you to provide credentials. Okay, login credentials. For now it is taking only 1 day. Earlier, okay, in couple of projects it takes more than 1 week. Verify, they do verification. They verify everything, then they will give the credentials. Nowadays they are giving in 1 day. So once the manager drop an email or mentor drops an email, so they will give the credentials. Those credentials will be forwarded to you. You can start using it. Okay, so it is not necessary to always the same emulator. It can be different emulator, can use by client. Any queries?
No, Venkat.
Others, are you clear, comfortable till now?
Yes, Venkat.
So I'll talk about subsystem eventually later. I'll talk about subsystem eventually later. Let me start our first module. So far, I explained everything is just intro to mainframe and few terminologies in mainframe. Now I am starting the first module. Okay, I'm starting first module. So TSO, time sharing options. TSO stands time sharing options. So, and ISPF stands interactive system productivity facility. Okay, so TSO, time sharing option. TSO stands time sharing option, and ISPF stands interactive system productivity. So what role you are playing in a mainframe, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but we should know how to connect to the server, how to do login, the screen navigation, commands in mainframe. Without them, okay. So without them, you cannot able to, right? See, if you want to do something in the laptop, You should know how to do shut when switch on. You should know how to do enter the credentials. You should know what is a notepad, what is a folder, and how to copy the notepad to notepad. You should know how to copy the folder, how to rename the folder name, how to delete the folder, and how to create a files in the folder. So you should know all of them, right? When you are, do if you want to do something, first you should know the basics of your Windows laptop, Windows operating system. Same, if you want to do anything in mainframe, first you should know the things, basics things. That is only the TSO ISPF. Okay, so TSO stands time sharing option, ISPF stands interactive system productivity facility. ISPF stands interactive system productivity facility. TSO is the one which will enable you to do login. Okay, it acts as a command prompt. It acts as a command prompt. So this allows multiple users to access mainframe system concurrently. So what is the role of TSO team? I'll let me take an example. Okay, so there are three IDs are there with us. Venkat A, Venkat A, shit. Venkat A, Venkat B, Venkat C. So Venkat A is connected to the server. Let's take an example. This is the server. Now Venkat A user. Okay, so Venkat A user ID connected to the server, and another person, that is Venkat B, also connected. Assume that Venkat B also connected, and another person, assume that Venkat C also connected. Like that, there are different people connected to server. Doesn't know this guy connected. This B is not aware C is connected. Okay, C is not aware A is connected. So nobody, you will not be knowing who connected. Okay, so means you'll not see that this guy also using the other person using. So we will not come to know. Okay, so that facility, this allows multiple users to access. So TSO is the one, because of this feature in mainframe, more than one user is able to connect concurrently. Okay, concurrently means at the same time. It provides the command line interface where users can interact with the operating systems by its commands. I guess we got a clear, good description here about TSO SPF. So I'll repeat. This allows multiple users to access mainframe system. I told you, right? All 15 people can use each one mainframe ID. By the way, team who are new to mainframe, for them I am telling you, if I logged in with one ID, you cannot able to use the same ID to do login. Okay, you cannot able to use the same ID to login. That is not possible. I hope you got it. So one user can use one ID at a time. If you want, the same user ID needs to be used by two people or three people at the same time. That is not possible, not only in our training server or in real. One user can use one ID at a time. What does mean? Same user ID cannot be used by multiple people at the same time. Same user ID cannot be used by multiple users at the same time. That is not possible. But multiple people, I can use one ID, you can use one YID, the third person can use AID, Fourth person can use DID, BID. Everyone can use their own unique ID. Everyone connect at the same time as their ID is different. So that is the meaning of this one. And it is a command line interface. Okay. So if you want to create a node, here we call as a data set. If you want to create a notepad, or like we call as a data set, or if you want to do something with the operating system, we can do with the commands. Okay, it's because it's a command prompt, like a command prompt. In Windows we have a command prompt, right? In mainframe, TSO ISPF act, it will act as a command prompt. The next one, ISPF. So this is like a menu driven, so I'll explain this one eventually later, because once you see the screen and all, it will be easy for me and for you to understand the definition and all. Okay, it's a basically, it is a menu driven. Okay, you don't need to remember the commands, options, and all the things will be there for you in front of you on the screen. By what you want, you select the option and proceed further. Okay, so that is something like ISP. So any queries? Okay, so this is all about intro to TSO SPF. So tomorrow, okay, so tomorrow I'll explain to you practically the terminology, TS, when what is data set, types of data sets, how to connect to the server, the screen navigation and all. In tomorrow's session I'll explain. Okay, so